Hey guys, another video for the Modern Japanese Architecture playlist. Some of the videos on the accommodation playlist and on the Buying a House in Japan playlist have triggered a bunch of questions from people about new houses in Japan. So this video is going to show you a variety of new houses in Japan that have been built in the last year or two. These houses are actually in a fairly small town out in the countryside, but this town is growing, so there's lots of new houses being built, so it gives us an opportunity to have a look at a bunch of them. So average piece of land you'd be looking at here would be something like 200 square meters. Some of them are smaller, some of them a little bit bigger. Pretty much all these houses, the different styles, there are different styles, but none of them, including this one, actually have any brick in them. So even those what appear to be brick facades are actually board. And I've actually showed you that in another video, this one too. Those bricks are not bricks, it's actually board. Just have a look at this too. See, we've got two doors, two entrances. When there's two entrances on a house like that, usually it means that the grandparents are living downstairs and the family's living upstairs. We actually did cover that on another video. That's sort of a traditional Japanese thing, that the grandparents live with the family. So it means the grandparents can look after the kids and the family can look after the grandparents, and everybody looks after each other. So if you see two entrances on a house like that, usually that's what it means. Grandparents are living downstairs, families living upstairs. So there's a variety of styles that are popular at the moment. This boxy style is popular. I guess it's brought about by the fact that they like to try to use as much of the land as possible. Because the land's only small, they don't want to waste it. So usually most of the block is taken up with the house and with parking for the cars. So obviously when you do that, the most practical sort of design is a box. So the boxy design like this one has actually become quite popular. The other thing that motivates this, or that drives this, is the fact that Japanese people aren't much into outside living around their house. They're not into sitting out on the balcony or, being outside. This isn't always the case, of course. There is some people who are into it, who barbecue in their backyard and that sort of thing. But it's rare here. It's rare to see it. It's very rare to see it. So usually outside entertainment areas are not considered to be important, or they just don't have the space for it, one or the other. So this one is sort of motivated by, or inspired by, the old style house that has the wall with the door in it. They've tried to achieve there, I think, at the entrance, but once again it's a box. This one's a box. We're actually looking at this one. This is looking at it from behind and beside. Now obviously behind and beside this will be some other houses will be built soon. So once they're built, you won't actually see this side of the house anymore. Once the neighbours are built beside this house and behind this house, this side won't be visible to the street at all. What will be visible from the street will be this. So that's actually the front of the house. Bit sad, isn't it? Looks like a high security government building or something, or a phone company building or something, but no, that is a house. This is my favourite. I love this place, probably because it reminds me of a popular style back in my country, I guess. I find that one a very appealing house. This is probably it could be $600,000-700,000, something like that. So because it's a bigger piece of land and it's a bigger house. So yeah, 600,000 or 700,000 at least, I would expect. This one obviously inspired by a Mediterranean sort of feel. And again, you can see the two doors, so I'm willing to bet that you would find that the grandparents are living on the ground floor and the family's living upstairs, hence the two entrances. Now this style is basically copying the old style, the traditional Japanese style house that you'll see, 100-year-old, 200-year-old houses. And they're building a new house. This is a new house. This is about a year old. and they've built a new house in the old style. So lots of bamboo, lots of wood. They have paper screens, they have tatami mat floors, they have lots of the old style stuff. So it's basically a modern version of the traditional old Japanese house. So here's another example as well. You can see they also do the landscaping in the old style as well, with those shaped trees and the bamboo fencing and so on. And here's another example. So lots of wood. Lots of wood. They use the colours, those sort of earthy colours, and the wood combined are very typical of that old style. So yeah, a little bit more character than the boxes, but I suppose it depends on the people what they find most comfortable. Another example of that too. A little bit of garden out the front of that one. A little bit unusual, but again, you wouldn't see people out there. So here's an interesting one just to finish off. This is probably a $1.5 or $2 million house. It's on about 1,000 square meters, and they've actually built it right to the back street. So again, that house, there's no brick in that house. That is all boarding that looks like brick. The fence itself's made of stone, but the house itself's made of timber and boards to look like brick. Here's the back of it, and again, that's not brick. It's just this boarding that they make. And you can see they built it right to the back street. Looks like some sort of government building, doesn't it? But yeah, that's top of the range, that one. That would be very expensive. So anyway, I hope that answered some questions, and I hope you found that interesting. More videos coming soon.